Hello! Welcome to another video. I haven't done a video for yonks. That's an official length of time, yonks. I don't exactly know how long a yonk is. That's a singular, but in plural obviously is yonks. So how long is yonks? I don't know. How long is a piece of string? Anyway, the point is I haven't done a video for ages, so I was inspired today to do one, so here I am doing another video for you guys. So this one is going to be based on a whole bunch of chatter I see in the Facebook community group, the Greenshift Facebook page, where people are sort of asking for more wireframes, but also I have seen other things where people are saying, well, would like to see videos on actual builds, like full builds, like a full website or maybe of a landing page. So what I'm going to do is in this video, this is part of a series I'm going to call Let's Build. So Let's Build Greenshift. And I'll be using Greenlight as well, which is the more advanced blocks. But essentially, yeah, it's going to be, the idea is that I'm going to create wireframes and also, show people how to actually build things, as my understanding is. And by all means, I am no expert. I'm still learning this stuff after, I don't know, 14 years of being in website development. I'm not sure how I've gotten away with it so far. If all my clients found out that I know as half as much as I should know, then they'll probably fire me. But the point is that we're constantly learning, always growing, new tools are becoming available, and yeah, anyway. So the purpose of this video is, so in the Facebook group, somebody shared this Greenshift wireframe suggestions. Now I apologize. I believe, I'm not actually sure who put this together, and I very much apologize. I should have probably found out. But I just found this link that Igor had linked in a comment. So to the person who made this document, thank you. It's really great. So I'm just going to probably maybe do a few videos and work my way through some of these, and maybe not make all of them, because there are some that are quite simple. But anyway, I wanted to sort of focus on this particular design here, the bento boxes hover effects, this one here, so you hover over. So I'm going to sort of build out just this layout here. Probably not going to include the button. The buttons are going to be a little bit different as well. But yeah, I'll just sort of build this out, I'll show you how to do that, and then at the end I'll also show you where you can actually go get this template if you don't want to build it. So yeah, so anyway, let's jump in and let's do this. So got a Play development website over here. I've got just the usual suspects. I've got the Greenshift animation and page builder blocks plugin installed, Greenshift advanced animation, and the meta query. Probably not going to use these two here, but yeah, essentially it's just going to be all, I am going to be using just the Greenlight blocks from Greenshift for this build. And then I am using the Bloxy Pro theme, or the Bloxy Pro Bloxy theme, and I've got the Bloxy, actually I'm just using the free version of Bloxy here. Okay, well I'm not using Pro, so that's cool. So you can use this as well. So that's all good. So let's go to Pages, and okay, I've got to go add a new one. Now I'm just going to call this Nulk Grid, because it's a grid, right? Now I thought, I don't necessarily need to make a grid with this. I will, but you could make this one section and then this one section with two columns. But I thought I might just do a grid, so then I can show you how to work the grid settings. And yeah, so let's get building, shall we? So the first thing I'm going to do is just go into list view. I love list view. So I'm going to put here, I'm going to go to section. So I'm looking for the section element because I'm going to be using only Greenlight blocks. That's the goal here. No other blocks are going to be used. So I'm just going to be using none of these blue ones. I'm going to be using the Greenlight content elements, which are so very cool. Okay, so I've got the section there. Go back here. Do that. So this is going to house my grid, and then inside that I've got a content area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a div. So that div there is basically going to be, you know, this full sort of section here, and then it's going to be the div for these. And then inside this sort of div, this main div, I've got another div with the with this title and a bit of text there. And I'm not going to probably do exactly the same in terms of images and so and the like, just for brevity of this video, just to keep it short. But I will, yeah, I'll explain how to get all this stuff working. When you hover over, you get that that image pop-up effect, and yeah, so it's really not that hard. So anyway, so I've got a div element in here. This is going to house my my image. So I'm just going to go grab the image element. So I'm going to pop that in there, right? So that's all very, very cool. And then I'm going to add in another div element, which is going to be this box here. And then inside that div, I'm going to have a P element. Now, of course, I could probably use a span here, but I'm just going to use a P element. Then this is, now I can inspect this and also just to see what they use in here. So that's a it's like a H5 there. P, yeah. It's got a weird. I mean, that's wrapped in a div, or it is a div. Huh, that's interesting. That bit of text is a div. So, okay. Well, that's not how we're going to do things. So I've got an element there, and then I'm going to just go after and add a H. Let's do H heading H2. I'll just do a heading 2, but then I'll change it to a heading 4 over in the tag. And then we've got a bit of text underneath that. So, well, again, I'll just copy this and then just move that underneath. And then we've got a button. Now, the button is going to come from the library, the Greenshift library. I'm just going to go grab it's under fancy library. I'm not going to use there, but I'm not going to create their button, but I am going to create a where did I see that? It's under hover effects, and there is a button here. Okay, yeah, I'm going to just use this one, and you'll see that this one kind of has a nice sort of, you know, hover over button. It's very nice. So I'm just going to get rid of that, and I'm just going to move that up into there like that. And I love the list view; it's so good. All right, so now. Cool. So now I'm just going to go grab an image just to sort of fill this in. I'm going to go open media library. Now I could go and just grab an image from here, but I won't. I'll go to instant images, which is just going to allow me to go and find, and I'll just call this fashion. Yep, call it fashion. It's very fashionable. And I'm going to go landscape because I want it to be horizontal. And Yeah, let's just find something like, obviously can't sort of use an image that it's going to be covered, so because I want the subject to be sort of easily seen. So maybe let's go this girl here. Let's click on her. That should bring her in. All right, there she is. Cool, cool. Awesome. And okay, great. So that's perfect. So it's now going to be my image within the div, and then this div here is going to yes, all good. So perfect. Now over here we've got do we have a subtle overlay on this one? Overlay. Their colors are very. No, I don't think they have an overlay. But I don't know. No, I don't think they have an overlay. Anyway, my color, obviously my image here is very bright. So anyway, I'm just going to go inspect how tall this is. So this is 1, 3. Sorry, no, that's the width. So we're looking at the width in my height, in my sense is, so yeah, it's, oh, my eyes are getting tired. Just trying to find out where the, anyway, I think that's about, like, I'll just make that, I'll make this div about 700 pixels high. Anyway, so what I need to do is I need to set this div here. I'll just what I'll do is I'll bend this up. So rather than well, then again, how no, the heights are so let's just call this card. And okay, I've got it here. So card grid. We'll just call it card grid, and I'll just make this a local class. Then what I'll do is I will that, and I'll go and copy the style attributes, and then I'll paste styles over here. So then that that gets the height from over here, the 700 pixels. We should have 700 there, yep, and then I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Okay, so I've got the card grid. What I might do is I might just rename this to card. Because we're going to have 3 of these, right? And this is going to be our content area, which is going to be where the grid is going to be set up. But this is essentially our card, right? We're going to have 3 cards. So, and then what I'm going to do is I've got to set the, so on the card grid class, I've got to set the position relative, I think, or absolute. Might be relative, and then I'll go to image. Again, I'm just still working my way through all of this stuff. So let me just go and position this to absolute. Yeah, I think that's about right. Cool, and what I'll do is I'll set this image to cover, and I'll set this, the width to 100%, and the height to 100% as well. Okay, so that's cool. That's now sitting within the card here, right? And now I want to so on the card grid here, and I'm going to go and inspect. Actually, I'm already over here. So I've got padding bottom of 50, border radius. So we have a very variable there, so I've got to go and look for the actual value that I want to find. The border radius. All right, I don't know. I'm just going to look for it. I'm just going to guess it. So let's put a radius on this at let's go. Oh, that's in RAM. Okay, so I think I saw it as 2.5 RAM. Let me just go and apply it to the image as well. I'm going to do that on the corners. Okay. Did I do that over and? Oh yes, cool. Got to make sure that it's only local, so I don't have to save it. That's fine. Alrighty, good. Okay, so we've got kind of some sort of thing happening now, which is brilliant. So we've got the card, we've got the styling of that happening. Now, I think what I need to do is go into down here and go to Overflow Hidden. I click on Hidden. So when we hover over the image, or even just the whole area, because over here, when you hover it, just even hover even over this div here, it expands the image, right? So just got to figure that out. But in the interim, I can go to the image settings and come down to, so it says transition, and then on hover, just go to the preset, maybe I just set it to the, maybe that one, easy and out. This one's going to be scale, and I'll just go 1.05. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so that ease doesn't really work very well. So again, you can just sort of play around with the oh, actually, I think I need to okay, yeah, so you need to apply the ease, the transition also to the active state or the normal state, and then hover. So that kind of works kind of nicely. So it has a nice sort of, it's a little bit more poppy, but I kind of like, I sort of want it to match this sort of button. Anyway, I can definitely play around with that and get it to, you know, I'm not 100% sure how. So again, I'm still not 100% on this, but I'm not sure how to speed that up. But I kind of like this anyway. Yeah, I like this sort of transition. So okay, cool. So now I've got that going on. So now I'm going to rename this to card detail. You can pretty much name this whatever you want. So card detail, give that a class. So I've got that as a class, and again, it's set as local. I would choose global if this was going to be on other you know, other pages and stuff like that. So, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to do it as a local. Okay, so I guess this here, this bit of text here, and what I might do is I might just copy the text. So I'll just, yeah, just for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to just copy it in here. because just makes it easier to sort of work with. Alright, so I'm going to call this, I'm going to give this a class as well. I'm going to call it card detail tagline. I'll call it that. Again, that's going to be a yeah. And this one is going to be card detail heading. And again, it's going to be local. And this one is going to be called card detail text. I'm just, for the lack of better naming, I'm just going to name it that. And then yeah, and then we've got this link, this button here, which I think has local styles. I honestly have not looked at any of this. Yeah, I sometimes find that when I bring something in from Greenshift from the library, it doesn't bring in the stuff that I wanted to. So like all the styling and stuff in the CSS stuff. So what I find I need to do is I need to go and like open it up in the preview, and then go get the code, and then just paste it in. So I'll just drop it in. I'll just drop it in there. Go and have a look over here now and locate the where the styles are. So, okay, so it's the link. Okay, so all the styling is at the link area. Okay, I just sometimes find that I can't find the styling. It just doesn't bring it in for some reason. Might be just me. I might just be doing something wrong there. So. Anyway, that's where all the styling is, at that top level there. So, you know, it's got all the font and well, that's purple. It's kind of weird. It's not purple here, so but it's sort of everything is at a specific level. So anyway, so I should. I should be bamming this up as well, right? Because I want to be making these changes. But again, for the purposes of this video, I don't want to go for so long. So maybe for the wireframe that I'll give you, it's going to be bammed up. But I might just keep it really simple and just. I know it's really bad to do. But anyway, let's just keep moving. So I've got this box here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and use my ColorZilla and sample this box. So then I can at least go to card detail and go to the background color here and just pop that background in there. And of course I've put it on the hover. Go over here. Okay, so there we go. Now it's on the hover. All right, sweet. And then what I need to do is I need to set a width to this. So this width here on here is what, 300 and. And my eyes, I'm going to put my glasses on. My eyes are starting to really get dodgy. Might need need to get new glasses as well. So that's what, 30, oh no, that's not the total. That's where I want. This is what, 357.8. So I'll go 360 on that. We're going to be too example, but now I'm going to set this to the max width of 370. All right, it's cool. Now, again, I want to come to the grid here, and that's interesting. Now that's applied a root class again. Ah. Okay, so I should have. Yeah, so see, that's why I needed to add that to the card grid. Yeah, all right. So I need to add some padding in here because there's a bit of padding going on from. Now they've got a div inside here with They've got a div with. Just really interesting. So I'm not going to do that because it's just overhead. So anyway, what's the padding on here? The padding is okay. 1.5 RAM. Okay. So let's go to card, and then I'll come into this. My kids in the background making a lot of noise, of course, as they do, because kids make noise. 2.5. Oh dear, that's not what I want. No, that is definitely not what I want to happen.
It's not.
Of course, my kid came in just then, and okay, I am clearly doing something wrong here. So, with my image, do I need to set this to relative? No, I definitely want that to be absolute. Now, of course, yes, of course there is a, if I'm adding the padding to the entire grid, that's going to make the image bounce out as well. And of course I've upset the balance here by, yes. Maybe that's why they put that into the div. Maybe. What I could do is maybe use margin or position. So if I go here and I go to absolute and I go bottom 1.5 and yeah, I'm going to just do that. Sweet. And then on the radius here, the border radius, again I want, I think I had 2.5, didn't I? 2.5. So that matches that outer radius there. And then of course I need to add some padding in here. So what's padding do they have inside here? That's 3.5. Okay, 3.5 on the radius. So let's go back to there and go 3.5. Oh, yeah, that's looking a little bit more like it. And we'll go 3.5 on that. Is that too much? Apparently not. Okay, cool. And then I've got to get some padding inside of that. So what's the padding? What do we got going on here? Of course, got padding body. Well, that's 1.5 RAM. Or is that? No, that might be. To keep it all consistent, I think they're just using the same value. So I just want to go down here and go 1.5. not 1.5 there? Because it has to be a specific, like, okay, so it's 4 rem. Yeah, because there's a rule. There's a rule where you have to have a particular, when it comes to borders and you're using internal borders, it has, this is sort of a, there's a calculation. I'm not really sure what the calculation is, but it just sort of makes everything look nice. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so all right, cool, nice. So we've got this sort of thing going on, which is great. And of course, when you hover over this, this is not hovering as well. So I've got to figure out how to get that hover, even when you're hovering over this as well. Got to figure that out. Okay, so we've got this here, and we've got a particular color on that background. So we'll just sample that. And okay, so because it's a P element, and then I'm going to come into the card detail tagline, I'm going to go and put that background color onto that. So there we go. And there is also a border radius on this. So let's go try and find out what that is. Border radius. Okay, 0.5. Yeah, so you can just hover over and get the value. Right. See, I'm still learning. Like, it's like I'm not. Border radius is 0.5. Then I want the width of this to be the, I'm going to put in a value here, and it's going to just be the max content. Nice. And of course, if it's padding going on in this area as well, so let's go find out what they've got. So they've got, okay, it looks like they've got maybe top and bottom 0.5 and sides 0.75. And they're using rem as well, which I don't know is the right way. Again, I'm not 100% sure here, but using rams or m's, and it could be m's that we need to use, but I am not 100% sure. So I think it's 0.5 at the top there, and 0.75. It's really big, but then again, maybe the font size is 1 rem. So that's 16 pixels, so I need to set that to 1 rem. And still looks like I guess that looks about right. Okay, so the size on this one, font size is 1.5 rem. So, did I do that at the? Okay, yep, good. I did that at the class level, and this is really important to do it at the class level, not at the local element level. Because if you do it here, then if you make any changes across the board, then of course, you're going to have to go through one by one. So let's come over here. It's my H4, and I'm going to. I mean, even though they've got it as a H5, don't they? So let's maybe change it to a H5. So, and their size is 1.5. And then this text here, they've got this font size as 1.5 rem as well. Again, going into the class level. and line height is 1.3. Oh, see, they're using M there. 1.3 M is the line height. 1.3 M. Now, of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get rid of the margin. Maybe this has the, yeah, there's a bottom margin on that. Not sure if, okay, yeah, cool. All right, sweet. And the button, of course, needs to be updated. So let me go into here and you've got GS parent hover. Again, all the styling is at the yes, all the styling is at the is at the roots level. So what do I do here? Should I create another class and apply all these styles to it? Parent hover, icon, maybe I call this card detail button. Local add. Then I'll grab the, copy the style attributes, and I'll go and paste them over here. So then I've got all that stuff here, all right? And then I can remove this. So at least I can bend this out. So if I make changes to one button, obviously it changes. It's across the board. So, all right. So now that I've done that, that's kind of cool. All right. I feel like there's still not enough padding going on here. It's really bizarre. I've got border radius. I've got padding bottom. Okay, so padding bottom is 1.5 rem. Then I want to find the padding of the card. Oh, it's 2 rem. Okay. So how about I just go into card detail and then go into here and just go 2. And although I think it had a bottom of 1.5, didn't it? Okay, so that's looking better. All right, now I want to find out what the okay. So it looks like they've got everything sort of in 2 divs there, but that's just overhead. I think that's just too much overhead. So, okay, this is where flex comes in. So what I'm going to do is I'm in card detail, go to flex settings, and we'll make it go downwards. Then I'm going to put a column gap here. Sorry, row gap. And I'll just go 1.5. And that's actually not too bad, 1.25 or 1. Or maybe it's 1. Yeah, all right. I'm kind of liking that spacing there. It's pretty nice. It's sort of 0.75. I mean, I guess if you want to put the button in a new div, then you can space things out a little bit easier. Because then you have more control over the div that the button's sitting in. Let's do that so the button makes it look nicer. Or, but that's kind of cool. Minimizing waste and reducing. Notice that, yeah, the text isn't going as long across, which is really strange because I've got. I mean, maybe it's the font type, but if I don't know, let's just reduce the font size a bit on the card detailed text. Let's go 1.25 and 1.3, 1.4, 1.35. All right. Well, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's kind of cool. I'll just save that draft. Let's go have a look on the front end. So when we hover over this, or over the image, it makes the image go up. But then if we hover over this section here, then the image doesn't hover up as well. I'm just going to then duplicate these cards 2 times, and then I'm going to go into my content area, and I'm not going to bend this up because that's just I don't need to, so I'll just do everything at the local level for this. So this is going to go into a grid, and then I'm going to go enable grid builder, and then there's 3. I've got 3 there. Desktop columns, what I might do is I might set this to, I think you can just go like 20 or something. I'll generate the layout there, then I'll go and I'll just go build this. So this will, oh, actually no, I need to go and add compact tile. Okay, so this one has to go all the way across, and then these have to be like 50-50. I think if you want to have a little bit more control over this, let me just do that. Bring you back, and oh, now it's going all wonky. Okay, there we go. All right, nice. And then I want to go into. So what gaps do we got? We've got a grid gap going on here. So their grid to column gap is 0.75 rem, and their row gap would be the same. Okay, and then I'm going to go and change the images to something else. Let's call this, well, what do they have over here? They've got some eyewear. So just go glasses, or just go sunglasses. Do a search for that. And orientation is landscape. And we will just use this one. Go with the yellow sort of branding, and I put that on the wrong one. That's alright, I'm just going to move that one up there and move this one down there. And then I'm going to go and change this one here. What do they have? They've got like a chair and table. I'll just go to office. Landscape this one up as well, and I don't know, just to keep things really quick on this video so it doesn't take up too much of your time. I'll just use this one. Excellent. So that should then pop in there like that, and then of course I'll just go replacement length, actually positive impact. Cool glasses, and yeah, I'll just copy this page and copy this text here. And over here, we'll go long-lasting products, durable, sweet. And then I'm going to go into these buttons here. I'm going to call it Shop Now. The same for this one as well. Yeah, now the colours are completely off. Shop glasses and shop furniture. Because there's two states, there's two text states on this, so you gotta update both. And save the draft. Okay, so what we're going to do now is set the animation so that when you even hover over this element here, it expands the image up as well. So over here, as you see, if you hover over the button or just over this area here, or anywhere in this card area, then it's going to expand the image. Pretty easy to do. So what you do is you're just going to come back to the image image level here, and then what you want to do is you want to come into your transition area, or CSS transitions. When you go to on hover, and then you want to click this little target button here, or icon, target icon, and you want to, we're basically going to be selecting the content area, because, sorry, no, the card, because when we hover over the card, anywhere in the card, then the image expands. So we need to go and find that under our selector. So section, we've got the div, and then we look for card grid, and that's the one that we want to use, card grid. So as you can see, if you hover over the button, it now expands everything. If you hover over that area, it is expanding the image, just like our example. Okay, do I need to save the draft again? And okay, now that's working. So hovering over the buttons, hovering over any of this section here, then it's expanding the image. So that is that. Now, mobile responsiveness. So let's go have a look at this, because it's probably not going to be very responsive at all. So yes, if we go into tablet mode, it's actually not too bad. Well, that's not cool. What do they have? What have they got going on there? Okay, so on their tablet, they just go all down in one column, which is what we can do as well. So I mean, when it goes down to mobile, it goes down to like one column, which is fine. That's what we want. But we need to stop this from happening. So we'll just go into here we go back to our content area, and then go into our grid builder. So on tablet, we want one. So when we go down tablet, it should. Oh wow! Oh, that's bad. Let's go have a look at that on the front end. I think is that what's happening on the front end though? No. 360. Yes. See, that's a bit dodgy there. So 360 is kind of the yeah. So what we need to do to fix that, and this text size on tablet is rather large. I mean, technically this should be calculation, so it just reduces in size. But the reason why is because it's still centering over here, but that's really weird. It's really tiny. It's really tiny here, and then we go into tablet mode, and it's massive. Why is it massive? Maybe because it's RAM. But that just doesn't make any sense. There's something overriding this, and could be the theme that's overriding it, or I mean, it's not acting that way on the front end. Some very weird peculiarities going on. Anyway, we've got to solve this problem here, where we've got this gap here, but then we have no gap over on the side here. And the reason being is because we haven't set a so on the actually on the card detail position here. If we just add 1.5 there, that should fix that. And there we go. Nice. So now on a mobile, that's what it will look like. And then on a tablet, it's going to be in one row. And then on desktop, it's going to have the grid, or the bento style. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. So yeah, you'll be able to find this over at GS Templates under the templates, and then under grid, you'll see that there, and you'll be able to download this for free. Now, I really would appreciate. I always appreciate a coffee. I love coffee, so if you're in the, if you have the ability to donate, then you're amazing, because this really helps, and then I can keep building GS templates and keep providing you guys with free templates and all that sort of stuff. So because obviously this stuff takes me time to do. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to the video below, and write some comments if you if you like this video, if you like this content, if you want to see anything particular, like if you want me to make a particular design, there is another design on this page that would be cool to make, which is the grid up the top here. So this grid here would be pretty cool. So you've got this cool hover effect. You've got some videos going on in there as well. So that might be in another video, which I might do in another Let's Build series. But yeah, thanks for joining me on this Let's Build episode, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Let's Build series.